Today's daf is Masechtas Gittin Daf Dalad. We're on the top of Dalad Malaf, middle line where the Gemara says V'chi Tema. So the Gemara is in the middle of something. The Gemara is trying to figure out. The Gemara started back on Gimel and Beis. The Gemara wanted to know that Rabbah says that the reason why you have to Kanas Chachamim in the Mishnah that the Shliach HaKam Medina Siyam has to say Fan Nechtam Fan Nechtam. Fishaim B'Kin L'Shma. So Gemara wanted to know who's the Tana that holds that you need to have ksiva of the get l'shma, and who also holds that you need to have the chasim, because according to Rabbah you have to say Fan Nechtam Fan Nechtam. They're both on l'shma. So Gemara wants to say maybe it's Rameir. So Gemara saying clearly Rameir says that you do not have to have ksiva l'shma, and if it's Rabbi Lazar says that you have to have ksiva l'shma, but you don't have to have chasim l'shma. So we don't have either one that holds that you have to have ksiva and chasim l'shma. So Gemara wants to say maybe it's going like Rabbi Lazar, and this Rabbi Lazar says that you have to have chasim l'shma. This Rabbi Lazar does not need chasim l'shma. It's only midaraisa. Rabbanon maybe you do need. So the Gemara Baraisa you don't, because you see that the Rabbi Lazar says only taking the olam, and then the Gemara wanted to say that maybe it's going like Rameir, and this Rameir says you do not have to have ksiva l'shma. It's only midaraisa with Rabbanon. Maybe your mayor agrees that you have to have ksiva l'shma. So Zok the Gemara said, no, that can't be. Why? Because V'ha'amar Rav Nachman says that even if you find a get in the garbage where there's no chance of the ksiva l'shma, and then you sign on it, then it's kosher. So Mayor Nachman saying, or later Mayor in that case, that ksiva does not have to be l'shma, even the Rabbanon, at all. You don't need it at all. So now, frankly, Gemara V'chi Tema. On that note, V'chi Tema Nam in the Raisa K'masin Law. Maybe this Rav Nachman saying that if you just sign it, it's kosher, and the ksiva is not in the game. Maybe it means with the Raisa, with the Rabbanon, you do need to have a ksiva. So, frankly, Gemara Hachi Omer Hayir Meir Dvar Tarim Ba'aleh. Why is Rav Nachman saying that that if you find a get in the ashba, I feel it's ashba, it's kosher. He should have said Dvar Torah. If you find the get in the garbage, then it's kosher. But Rabbanan, it's not. So it's not master from Nachman. He meant to say that the whole din is only going to get the rice and not the Rabbanan. Zok the Gemara weiter. So who's the Tana Mishnah holds like Rabbah? El Olam, you have to say Rabbi Lazar. He's Zok the Gemara. You have to say the Mishnah is Rabbi Lazar. And although we said that Rabbi Lazar clearly holds that you do not have to have a chasim l'shma, Zok the Gemara, V'chilei boyer Rabbi Lazar chasima. When does Rabbi Lazar not hold that you have to have a chasim l'shma on the get? Heichad lek edim klal. It's dafka by get that there's no edim on it. So that there's no chiyuv to have edim sign on the get. However, heichad eke edim, but in the case where there are edim that sign on the star, then Rabbi Lazar agrees that you have to have that the chasim should be l'shma. The Amar Rabbi Abba, because Rabbi Abba said, Rabbi Lazar agrees when it's mezuyif mitoichai, the get, meaning that Edim signed on it, and one of the Edim that signs a car of apostle to be made, or if you sign the star shalei l'shma, shel apostle. So Rabbi Abba says clearly that Rabbi Lazar's masking mezuyif mitoichai, which also would include meaning that the star was signed shalei l'shma, that it's apostle. Because according to Rabbi Lazar, so if the Eidim they're not signing the star at all, in that case you'd be better off because it's kasher al pi the Eidim Mesira. Masha ain't going to get that has chasimis and their apostle. He agrees that's Mitzuy v'Toichai and Ataka apostle. So come to this according to Rabbah, Zok the Gemara, you can say the Tana and Mishnah is Rabbi Lazar, and it's talking about a get that came from Dinas Yam and that has Eidim. Rabbi Lazar says you don't have to have chasimas. He's talking about a case where there is Eidim achasum and al star. But in a case where it came with chasimis, then the shliach has to say Fan Nechtam also, in order to be made that the chasimis were done l'shma, and the get is not mezuyif mitoichoi. Zok the Gemara, Rav Ashi says, Mani, who's the Mishnah going like, according to Rabbah, it says like chasiva and the chasim has to be l'shma. Rabbi Yehuda, it's going b'shitas Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanah we learned in the Mishnah later on, Chafal and Beis, Rabbi Yehuda Paisel, Yehuda passes a get ad shetei ksivasei v'chasimasei betolish, until the ksiva and the chasiva comes when it's detached from the ground. Because according to Shittas Rabbi Yehuda, you have to have ksiva and chasima l'shma, and therefore the shulech has to say v'fana nechtam in order to make that everything was done l'shma. Zak the Gemara vayter umi kara hakam lechatchila. Why don't we just set Rabbi Yehuda? It's in Forza Mishnah and Chafal Mabez. So at the Gemara, my time will look me on Yehuda. Why don't we set Rabbi Yehuda? It's clear. He holds that ksiva l'shma. Zak the Gemara that it's better to madchik and say the Mishnah is going like a Meir or like Rabbi Lazar, although it's a shtickle doichedig pshat, because pashas is not Rabbi Lazar and or Meir. Why? Because Madrina Meir, the Stamas is Meir. We're going to try to say that the Mishnah is going like a Shtims or a Meir, because Stamas is Meir. Any Mishnah says a Stam halacha without saying the name of the Tana, we say it's a Meir that learns the Mishnah. And also Madrina Rabbi Lazar. It's also better to say the Mishnah is like Rabbi Lazar. Because we say that halacha is like Rabbi Lazar by Gittin. Whenever you have machlekes, that a get is kosher only with just ksiva, although there's no way to assign it. Zot Gemara weiter. Tana, we learned in the Mishnah. Gamliel says, "Af hamevi min harekem and hacheger." Also, somebody that brings a get from rekem and cheger of Eretz Yisrael, you have to say v'fana nechtam. That's the Mishnah said. But Lezer is moisav, and he says, "Oimer afilu mikvar ludim l'lud." Even if somebody brings a get from kvar ludim l'lud, he has to say v'fana nechtam. Amar Abaya, and Abaya says to explain the machlokes, Rabbi Lezer and Gamliel. They're talking about in the cities that are close to Eretz Yisrael, and they're muvla, they're swallowed in kind of in the mix of the tchum of Eretz Yisrael. So Rekem and Cheger are close to Eretz Yisrael, and even so, Gamliel says is B'chayev the Shliach to bring from there to say this Amir of B'fana nechtam. Rabbi Lezer holds that also in Kfar Ludim, which is mamish swallowed into the tchum of Eretz Yisrael, you also have to say v'fana nechtam. So Rashi explains that the border of Eretz Yisrael is not a straight line. It goes in and out, in and out. So you have areas, we have 4 or 5 parsois, where it could be in between, like a valley kind of in between the tchum of Eretz Yisrael, so that Rabbi Lezer is saying it's really not Eretz Yisrael, but Lezer says you still have to say v'fana nechtam. Zok the Gemara weiter. Amar Rav Chana said, "Lidi, me myself, Chazi li Yahu Asra, I saw that place. Vahavi, and the distance between Kfar Ludim and Lud is a distance kimi be kuve lepumpadisa. So it's the same distance as Beikuvi, a place called Beikuvi lepumpadisa, which is Rashi Sukkah says 6 parsois. So the Gemara Meklal, from this you see Rabbi Gamliel or Rabbi Lezer held that you have to say v'fana from those places. It's Muchach Tanakama argues, and Savar Hani Leitzark, they hold that places that are close to Eretz Yisrael and Balua and in the Tchum of Eretz Yisrael, you don't have to say v'fana nechtam. So Zakta Mar Ma'alav Hakav Miflegi, the Charik say the Machlekes is, and the reasons of Rabba and Rava. The Mar Sara Tanakama hold the Tam Takanas like Rabba Vishaim Bekin L'Shma, because people are not Bekin in writing L'Shma Vahani Gemirim, since these people live Smuchim L'Eretz Yisrael, so not including Takana because they know the halacha, because they live close to Eretz Yisrael, they know the halacha, so they have Ksivas Get L'Shma. Well, Mar Sara and Leo or Beleza hold you have to say even places Ayaris Smuchim L'Eretz Yisrael Vishaim Eidim Tzun L'Kaimai. The whole reason is because Ein Eidim Tzun L'Kaimai. And these people live close to Eretz Yisrael. Namilei Shchichi. They also Lamaisa. They don't live in Eretz Yisrael, so they don't go to Eretz Yisrael to Mekayim the get. So even if you come from there, you still have to say v'fana nechtam. That's Gemara wants to explain Pshat and Machlekes Tanakama, Lezer, and Gamliel. So the Gemara loy, you can't say that that's a Machlekes. Why? Because Rabba can be varied the Machlekes in the Mishnah that everyone holds like him, and Rabba Tamei, Rabba both Tanaim could even also all three Tanaim could also shem according to Rabba. Rabba Mataratz Tamei. Rabba could answer according to his reason. The Kuli Almo. Ken Zayin Sai Tanakama Sar Belaz Sar Gamliel hold that the reason for Takanas Chavam Fanach Medina Siyam is Vishem Mikil Shma. V'hacha Mefligi. And over here they're arguing that Tanakama Savar Hani came in the Smuchas Migum Gemir. Tanakama holds Rakam Mechager are so close, and Melas Migum Gemir the Dinam Shma. And V'asar Gamliel Amir, Gamliel comes to say that Muvlois Gemiri, Dafka the Mavlois, they know the halacha Shema, but smuchas lar tzral, they're just close, but they're not muvla on the tchum like Gemir. V'asar b'lezel Amir Mavlois not Mavlois. B'lezel takes it a step further. It says that even the ones that are swallowed in the tchum lar tzral, they also do not know the halacha of Mikil Shema, and shlei taklim dinis hayam, because he doesn't want. No, I'm sorry. It's not saying they don't know the halachas. He's saying Kenzai the ones that are mufla, they do know the dinam of Ksiv Shema, but still shalei tachlik dinas hayam. That the reason why we say it that they still have to say fanach even ayaras and a mufla in the tchum because shalei tachlik dinas hayam. We don't want that the Medinas Hayam is really a difference between different Mekaymis. Maybe it's some are close, some are not close. They'll say, just like by Eretz Yisrael, even though all these places are outside Eretz Yisrael, you say that some you have to say, some you don't have to say Fanachtam. So maybe they'll say, make the same Chilk and Chutzlar, so that's why we say all of them, Zakir Belezer, Staki, you have to say Fanachtam, even if it's Muval on the Tchum. And Zakir Gemara, so that's going to Rabba. Rabba Mataras Tamei, Rabba could say the Kuliyam of Yishem Zulun Kaima. Everyone agrees that's the reason in the Mishnah. All Tanam in the Mishnah. Tanakama Sarahani came to Smuchas Mishka Shchichi. Since they're all close, Rekem Mecheger, so it's Mishka Shchiach that the eating come from those areas. And Mamilo were not Chayshish that the get Kevin is Gaira. But also Gamlilo Meimar, that Mavlois is Shchichi, but Smuchas is not Shchichi. But Asar Balazar, and Balazar comes in and takes it a step further and says, Lamim Mavlois Nami Loi. Why? For the same reason Rabbah says, Shalei Tachlim Dinas Hayam. Zok the Gemara Vaiter, Tenan. The Mishnah says, Chacham Mami Eni Tzarech Shem Efan Nechtam, Ela Mimi Dinas Hayam. Chacham say at the end of the Mishnah that the only time you have to say Efan Nechtam, only time you have Takana, is only a shliach that brings a get from Medina Sayyam to Eretz Ve'hamoilech, and a shliach that brings a get from Eretz Yisrael Medina Sayyam. Zok the Gemara Mechlals Mashma the Tanakama, the first sheet of the Mishnah argues and Savar Shamoilech Leitzarach that someone brings from Eretz Yisrael to Chutzlar does not have to bring say B'fananech Fananechtam. Zok the Gemara Ma'la B'Hakam Efligi. So what's the machlokes l'chayra? The Mar Savar Tanakama holds like Rabba if you she'ein b'kiyel Shema. And Memela Vahani Gemir, B'nei Yisrael Gembiri, and Memela when they bring a get to Chutzlar, there's no reason to say Vanachtam. Omar Savar, and the Chacham, the end of the Mishnah say that Moilach has to say Vanachtam, V'she'enim Mitzul L'Kaim, V'hani Lam Shchichi. In this case, the reason is, I'll say Enim Mitzul L'Kaim, that will be Pshat. Why, even if you come from Yisrael, it's not Mitzuy that they travel to Chutzlar, so Memela you have to say Vanachtam, just like you have to say coming from Dina Sayyam to Chutzlar, you would also have to say coming from Eretz Yisrael to Chutzlar. Zok the Gemara, no, Rab Mataratz Tamei, Rab Mataratz Tamei. I can tell you shtims of everyone. Rab Mataratz Tamei, Rab will say, do Kuliyama, all the Tanam in the Mishnah hold that Takana of Fishem Mikil Shema. V'hacha b'gezeras moilech atu mevi k'mifligir. Machloikes is there gezera moilech atu mevi? I mean, even if you hold that the reason of Shem Mikil Shema, that what the Tanakama holds, we're not goyzer moilech atu mevi. Abanam Basroi, the last Chachamim, the Mishnah holds, because Rina Moilech Atumei Goizer, somebody that's Moilech get from Eretz Yisrael has to say Fanechtam Atu Mevi. Because we don't want to come to make the mistake and say, okay, Moilech doesn't have to say Fanechtam, so maybe from the Yisrael, we don't either have to say Fanechtam. So instead we say that everyone has to say Fanechtam. Zok the Gemara Vaiter. The Rabba Mataratz Tamei, and Rabba could also Mataratz Tamei, the Kuliyam Vishenim Zul L'Kaimer. Abanam Basroi that say that Moilech has to say, Moilech Mer Yisrael to Chutzlar has to say Fanechtam. So Abanam Basroi don't argue even, he's saying, with Tanakama. The Frushe time in Tanakama, the Asu. Coming explaining the words of Tanakama, the whole that also get moilach get from Eretz Medinas Yam is bechlal the takana of that the Chachamim made that one has to say ufanach v'nechtam. Zok the Gemara weiter. So the Gemara is going to ask on the street of Rabbah. Tanan. It says in the Mishnah, maybe Gavin Dinam Hayam. Dinam Hayam has to say v'fanach v'nechtam. So Medayik the Gemara, Haba Oisim and Dinam Hayam, but in that Medina and Medina Hayam, it's mastered from ear to ear and Oisim Medina. Leitzarch, you don't have to say v'fanach v'nechtam. So Zok the Gemara, Rava Nicha. According to Rava, it's very geschmack. Why the Tam the Kana Eidim Tzulun Kaimoi. So you say B'Seich Medina Achas. Mitzuyim, Eidim that are makar the chasimis on the Eidim that they get, so we're not afraid for the kiyumoi yearly ear in one Medina. But La Rabba the whole Medina Shma. So what does it make a difference if it's Ba'isa Medina yearly ear? La Chayra Ish B'Chaysha. What does it make a Shma? And the Gemara Loi Teimaha Ba'isa Medina Siyam Loi Tzarch. Don't be medayik according to Rabba. Make this dig and say that hab b'soichos and medina say like tzarch. Why? Because avada ba'ofen zeh you would have to say according to Rabbi, because it's still im gilin shma. It's all chutzlart. Ela ema medina b'eretz Yisrael like tzarch. Having medayik fakir in Eretz Yisrael medina, you do not have to say fanach because all b'nei Eretz Yisrael are b'kilin shma. In fact, Gemara b'hedya k'tanela l'chor that din is before us in the end of the Mishnah where it says that maybe get Eretz Yisrael in the tzarch le'mevanach and includes ear to ear in Eretz Yisrael, or even Medina in Eretz Yisrael. So Gemara imahi, if you're trying to learn from this diak, from this that it says. There's a Gemara, you can't learn it out of that. Why? From this it says before it's from the Mishnah, because I might think it's only the Diavad have already happened, and it's the spara the shliach didn't see it, so we'll say but the Diavad is good. The Chatchila I would say that the shliach has to see it, the get and the chasim kamash malon. So the Tana the safe is coming to tell you. I'm sorry. So if it was only from the diak and the diak that we want to say, like Rabbah, then you would say it's only the chatchila b'diavad. You'd say it's only b'diavad the chatchila. He should see the chasim. It's kamash malon. The Tana and the Mishnah and the Sefer has to say that even the chatchila, the shliach does not have to see the ksivas I get. Some ask on Rava like this. So someone would die in the Mishnah and ask on Rava that the Mishnah says that maybe get Medina Sayam, Tzarch Lam Fanach Nechtam. Daik Ha Medina B'Eretz Yisrael. You like Tzarch, you don't have to say Fanach Nechtam. So the Rava, it's very good shmak. The Tamad Hakana is Al Pekin Shma. It's very good in Eretz Yisrael over Pekin. But the Rava, it's Masha Tamad Hakana is also Eidim Tzulun Kaima. The Chayr it's Kasha, it's Shver. Because even Medina in Eretz Yisrael, you should say the Eidim Tzulun Kaima. So the Gemara like Tema Medina Eretz Yisrael like Tzarch. Don't be medayik like this. That Medina Eretz Yisrael you don't say about it. You do have to. Like Ema make the difakar. Taba Oisam Medina Sayam. Early ear, for instance, in Oisam Medina Sayam like Tzarch you don't have to. So that's some say that this whole same type of chesed but in Rava. Because in Oisam Medina in the early ear it's Eidim Tzulun Kaima. So the Gemara. If you say that in Oisam Medina Sayam, your early ear, you don't have to say according to Rava, Medina Eretz Yisrael Mai. What's going to be the din? Medina Eretz Yisrael. You're going to say Tzarch. Why? Because the Tamat Takana according to Rava is Eidim Tzulun Kaima, and Medina Eretz Yisrael, you have the same chashash. So listening at maybe Medina Stam. So the Tana Mishnah should just say maybe Medina Stam without saying Dafka. Why does Tana Mishnah? The Gemara wants to know why does Tana Mishnah say maybe Medina Sayam? Even Eretz Yisrael, according to Rava, it's Eidim Tzulun Kaima should have to find Nachdam Zak the Gemara Lo Oilam Atam Medina Eretz Yisrael Namel Tzarch. Even according to Rava, that the time is in Shearas Mitzuyis, there's no Chiv Amir in Eretz Yisrael. They came in Deka Ela Regalim Mishkach Shchichi. You know why I don't have to talk to the Gemara? Because since in Eretz Yisrael people are coming Medina to Kayim Mitzvah Soil Regal, so in Eretz Yisrael it's Eidim Tzun L'Kayim. So for the Gemara, Tina, Chetzver, you go to his man Shveis Mikdash Kayim. In the days of Beis Mikdash was around, so he had Oil Regal. Man Shveis Mikdash Kayim, Mayal Kalamim. What's going to be the difference? Maybe getting Medina Medina Siyam to Eretz Yisrael. How come in Eretz Yisrael you don't have to say Van Nechtam? Both of them it's Eidim Tzun L'Kayim. And for the Gemara came in the Ikka, but the Din and the Kvi Mishkash Chichi. Since in Eretz Yisrael, in all cities you have what the Din Kavua, because Ezra's Masak and then Bezdin should sit on Monday and Thursday. In Ayaris, then in Eretz Yisrael, all cities. So Mila Mishkash Chichi, you have Shayaris Mitzuyos, even Medina Medina, because people are coming to Bezdin. So now the Gemara is going to go back to Rabbah. Zakti Gemara, Tana, we learned in the Mishnah, Rav Shin Gamliel says, Afilu mehegmonia lehegmonia. Even if somebody brings a get from one ruler to another ruler in Oisa Medina, he has to say Vanech Vanechtam. Amar Yitzchak says that the words of Rav Shimon and Gamliel are said Ir Achas. Amar Yitzchak Ir Achas Hoisabar Yisrael. There was one sin in Yisrael, Asas Yishma was called Asas. V'hayi B'shtei G'mainus. There were two rules. Shem Akbin Nizal said that Makbid, that one people from one shulton should not go to the area of the other ruler. Leficha Chutzuk Chulayma. That's why Chamana say that somebody brings a get, you have to say Vanech Vanechtam. So like the Marla Rava, according to Shitas Rava, it's Miyoshev. Why? Because it's into a makbid, so it's Shayar, it's not Mitzuyas. And maybe you don't have anything to the Kaima. According to Rava, for Gemara, what's Pshat? How come you have to say Vanech Vanechtam? The Chayra, there's still Eretz, still became a Shema. So Gemara, Rava Isli the Rava. Rava holds that the Siba of Takana for the Amir of Vanech Vanechtam is because Lashma, he's Moida, that in a place where it's in Shayaras Mitzuyus, then the Choshesh also for the reason of Kiyum Aget, like Rava. He agrees that if there's a reason to be Choshesh in such a case, if you know it's in Shayaras Mitzuyus, it's not going to be a problem. However, Rava argues on Rava and he holds that you only need to have the din of Kiyum. However, the din of the Shema, according to Rava, is not negay at all. Zakti Gemara Alamai Beinayu. So what's the difference? If Rava agrees to Rava and he holds that Yichosh V'Kiyam Aget, so what's the difference in the Shita? Zakti Gemara Beinayu. The difference is there's a few cases where Rava is more machmir. Da'asu Beitrei. If the get came from Medina Sayam, Ayidei two people that the Baal sent together. So according to Rava, that the Chash is it wasn't written Lishma, the Shlichim still have to say that it was written Lishma. According to Rava, both of them that brought it, they are Mitzuyin L'Kaimai, because they're two Eidim. So you don't have that Chashash. Inami, Zakti Gemara, another Nafkamina, another Oifin that would be a Chiluk between Shitas Rava and Rava. If somebody brings a get in a Makam L'Makam, Ba'oisa Medina and Medina Sayam, according to Rava's Chashash, that B'nei Medina Sayam and not became Lishma, and according to Rava, there's no Chashash. Because it's Eidim Tzul L'Kaimai, Makam L'Makam makes it Eidim Tzul L'Kaimai as long as it's Ba'oisa Medina.